Squiz Kids acknowledges the traditional owners of the lands on which we podcast, the Turrbal and Gadigal people.
Squiz Kids!
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Joni Jones, it's Tuesday, June 6. In Squiz Kids Today, school life in war-torn Ukraine, an unusual Guinness World Record, milestone for a monster croc, and message in a bottle in outer space. That's what's making news kid style.
The lowdown.
Picture this, high school students in the final year before graduation. Celebrating, singing, dancing, signing their friends' jerseys with joy in the air, proud of their achievements. While this is what happens for many in their senior year, it's a very different reality for students in the war-torn country of Ukraine, as students there prepare for the end of another schooling year. In one school, in the city of Kharkiv, there are just 8 students left. This is just a fraction of their entire year, many of whom have fled for safety. These 8 students have come together in their school's courtyard, rehearsing a dance routine, which is a tradition for school leavers in Ukraine. The teenagers are only allowed in the outside grounds of the school. No one has been allowed inside school buildings since the war broke out in February of last year, as it is too dangerous. Their school has already been struck by Russian missiles. Despite all that they have been through, the class of 2023 has high hopes for the future. Of the final 8, twins Misha and Maxim are hoping to graduate and become a computer programmer and a translator. But as the war in their country stretches into its 17th month with no end in sight, it's worth stopping to reflect how lucky we are here to even be able to go to school every day. It makes you think, doesn't it?
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in Louisiana, a state in the deep south of America, where a dog has made it into the Guinness World Records. And for what achievement, I hear you ask? Because she has the world's longest tongue for a dog. Yes, tongue. Stick your tongue out. Yours would be a couple of centimetres long. This pooch, her name is Zoey, and her tongue is a whopping 12 centimetres long. You might need to take a look at a ruler just to see how long that is. And if you want to take a look at Zoey, I'll put a link in the episode notes. Zoey is a Labrador German Shepherd mix, and her owners noticed her unusually long tongue when she was just a tiny pup. They thought she would just grow into it, but as Zoey has grown, her tongue has grown too. Zoey's neighbours say she is a very friendly dog and is known to greet them with a big lick and lots of slobber. Ew.
Animal Kingdom.
Straight from the dog's mouth and into the snout of a croc. That's Cassius the Croc, who has just turned 120 years old. Cassius lives in the Marine Line Crocodile Park on Green Island in Queensland, and not only is he one of the oldest crocs, he is also the biggest crocodile in the world in captivity, measuring 5.48 metres long. Cassius was captured near Darwin back in 1984, after it was suspected he might be the reason cows were going missing from a nearby cattle station. Now, are you reading between the lines here? Or do I need to explain? Cassius, the naughty croc, was feasting on the cows. So the owners of the cattle station called in the croc wranglers for help. From there, he was hauled onto a truck and on a boat over to the Great Barrier Reef, where he has lived ever since. He is described as a huge, gnarly monster of a croc, and boy he is. I'll put a link in your episode notes so you can have a look. Now take a guess at what Cassius will be having for his big day. A tuna or chicken birthday cake.
Spaced out.
How would you like to send a message in a bottle into outer space? Because that's what the big American space agency, NASA, is offering every single human on the planet when it sends a spaceship to one of Jupiter's moons later next year. Plans are underway to send a spaceship about the size of a basketball court, the 2.6 billion kilometres it is from Earth, to a moon called Europa, which is one of Jupiter's 92 moons. And aboard that spaceship will be a microchip with 2 things on it. The first is a poem. The second is a very long list of names of humans on planet Earth. By sending a simple email to NASA, anyone's names can be added to what is being described as a high-tech message in a bottle. Who knows what alien life form might be out there, who might maybe, possibly receive and decode the microchip. To read a poem and long list of names, it's crazy stuff when you think about it. What's the point of sending a long list of names into outer space? It's really just a way of getting as many people on the planet as possible involved in NASA's ongoing search for signs of life in outer space. Why do you need a spaceship the size of a basketball court to send a teeny tiny microchip into space? Because the spaceship will be packed with a manner of all scientific instruments and machines that go beep as astronomers continue to piece together a clearer picture of what's going on the planets in our solar system. I've stuck a link in today's episode notes so you can add your name to this space age message in a bottle. You are so welcome. Are you a keen reader? A bit of a bookworm? And would you like to hear yourself on a Squiz Kids podcast? We'd love to hear you too. And it's really easy. Just get involved in a Squiz Kids book club. All you need to do is go to squizkids.com.au, find the More Fun Stuff menu, and sign up to be part of Catch the Reading Bug's crew of reviewers.
I want to hear what you've been reading lately that you want to review for us today. Tell us all about it.
Each month we're talking about 2 super cool books, and this month it's The Wolves of Greycoat Hall by Lucinda Gifford and Twitch by M.G. Leonard. I've stuck links to both of them in today's episode notes. So what are you waiting for? Sign up and get reading.
Yay! Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. This is an easy one to start with. What Guinness World Record does Zoey the dog have? The dog with the longest tongue. Question 2. Along with a long list of names, what else is NASA sending on board a spaceship to one of Jupiter's moons? That's right, a poem. And question number 3. How old is Cassius the Croc turning? 120.
Shout-outs.
It's June 6, the day Queensland celebrates its birthday. Yes, the state Queensland. Because on this day, back in 1859, it officially separated from New South Wales. Which, in the midst of a State of Origin series, it's kind of funny to imagine the 2 states used to be one. It's also a special day for these Squiz Kids celebrating a birthday today. Finn from Yass, Archer from Flagstaff Hill, Winner from Brisbane, Mia from Caversham, Max from Parkinson, Sanuth from City Beach, Alexander from Borkham Hills, Logan from Goulburn South, Jack from Lake Bollack, Atari from Nidri, Posey from Townsville, and Dakota and Victoria from Pitt Town. And today's classroom shoutouts go to Class 56H and Miss Newen at Harrington Street Public School in Cabramatta West, Class 45 and Miss Lukong at Maitland Lutheran School in South Australia, Class 34M and Miss McFarlane at Mount Riverview Public School, Class 6W and Mr T at Parramatta East Public School, Mr Tarry and Mrs Tully's classes at Iona Public School, and lastly to Class 3A at Garden Vale Primary School in Brighton East. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up, and if you want a shout out, or if you want a classroom shout out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au or fill out the form on our website. That's all we've got time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and have the most excellent day. Over and out.